Hello, and welcome to Americans Living Overseas, which is the first global interactive website designed to serve the 6.5 million Americans living in more than 75 cities around the world. A number, by the way, that's expected to double in 5 years because of the globalization of the world economy and because of baby boomers like me who are retiring to countries where their Social Security goes farther. Places like Panama or Thailand or South America or Bali, although Bali's getting kind of expensive now. The site is up in a beta form. There are going to be some changes made, but the site in its present form will show you what the functionality of the site is going to be. A person will complete a profile, join the site, join a city group, either where the person happens to live or where the person dreams of living one day. The person who has said, one day I'm going to live in Paris, and I'm going to improve my French, and I'm going to let it affect me, and I'm going to learn French cooking, and I'm going to learn every square block of Paris like the back of my hand. Or one day I'm going to live in Kyoto and see the world through ancient Japanese eyes, how it was. Or the people who are living there now. For example, there are 50,000 Americans who are living in Paris. 250,000 Americans live within the London city limits. Now, up until now, there has been no global interactive website where the American community in a particular city, or American communities in cities around the world, can connect with each other. This site is designed for particular city groups, and it's also designed for particular occupations. When you meet someone, there are two things you always want to know. Where are you from, and what do you do? So we're going to have discussion forums for various occupations. Professionals, for example, engineers living in Paris or in Dusseldorf. Corporate executives, small business entrepreneurs, like the fellow I met in Berlin who opened 2 yoga studios in Berlin, and both of them are doing very well, thanks very much. Teachers. The world is full of Americans teaching English as a foreign language. Students. Now that would include high school students, it would include university students spending a junior year abroad, it would include Fulbright students, graduate students, etc. Homemakers. If you're going to be moving to a city, wouldn't it be nice, ladies, to be able to contact other women with children who live in that city and get some advice on a nice part of town to live? Where do you shop? What do you recommend bringing with you? What should you leave at home? This site is going to provide that kind of information. It's also going to allow international developers like the Save the Children organization or the United Nations, etc., to connect with each other. U.S. government personnel, that's going to include Peace Corps workers and U.S. military in places like Frankfurt that have a couple of military bases around there. Artists. The world, especially Europe, is full of American actors and American musicians. There are American theater groups in Paris and in Berlin. There are American rock bands that travel around and do gigs. And finally, retirees. That number is going to increase remarkably. Now, wouldn't it be nice for retirees who decide to go and retire in Paris or in Berlin or in Jakarta or wherever, Manila, to be able to contact other American retirees for some advice and to socialize? This site is going to provide all of that. Our next stage will be to find city editors for various cities around the world. The city editor will have some responsibilities. He or she will contact other American institutions in the city, like the Chamber of Commerce or the American Soccer Club of Paris or whatever, and trade links with them for their website and our website. Secondly, the city editor will encourage people Americans living in that city to join, and especially to encourage discussion forum editors. if she learns that someone is a homemaker or an artist or a professional or a small business owner or someone who works for NATO, whatever, to encourage that person to join the site and become a discussion editor so that the discussions maintain a certain amount of decorum. We are American world citizens living as guests in other countries or as permanent residents of other countries. And we are world citizens, and we don't want to do anything to embarrass ourselves and make people not like us. So the city editor is going to, well, for one thing, decorate the site with pictures that he or she has taken of some prominent monuments with a photo credit and do everything else. Now, in return, if the city editor wants something more than a nice, fun occupation or a nice, fun hobby, this can be a lovely job for him or her, because the city editor will have the exclusive right to sell all local advertising. The way this will work is, let's say the city editor for Paris finds a nice restaurant that she can recommend in her monthly newsletter for the City Group of Paris, and Chez Pierre's restaurant. She sells an ad to Chez Pierre because he would like to target the American community and have more American patrons come and eat at his restaurant. She sells the ad for $100. 50% of that is her commission. Chez Pierre will pay with a credit card directly to the PayPal account for Americans living overseas. Her commission will then be directly deposited into a US bank. She can take the money out with a debit card, or she can leave it in there for when she comes back from vacation, or to save up for a vacation home while her husband is making some money, however. And there's something else that we want to offer. I have met members of the American Women's Clubs in several cities. I admire the work that the American Women's Club Foundation does around the world. So if a lady is a member of an American Women's Club and becomes the city editor and sells ads as a nice little fun job for herself, she will get 50% of the 50% of the sale, and her woman's club will get another 25% for the good work that they do. If you're interested in this, write to me. Write Andrew at AmericansLivingOverseas.com. I hope to hear from you. Look forward to it. Thanks, and best regards. Okay, let's edit that mother.